Today we're going to be making a project that will help us learn about positive and negative shapes and about contrast, and give us some practice with cutting on the fold. You're going to need 6 squares of paper, but you're only going to need them one at a time. And it'll be fun if you have different color for every square. And so I'm going to try to make sure that you have that. Then you have black paper to put it on for good contrast. Take one of your rectangles and fold it exactly in half and crease it. Make sure you know which side the fold is on. You can tell by going like that. Make sure that you're hanging onto the fold and that the edge is pointing away from you. And then while you're hanging onto the fold, cut out a shape. I'm cutting out a heart. And shapes cut on the fold are symmetrical. That means they're exactly the same on both sides. See, I have a heart and I have a negative shape of a heart. The negative shape is the space that the heart used to fill. That's a negative shape right there. And the heart itself is the positive shape. And that's something we're going to be talking about a lot today. Now when you go to glue these things on, remember this is about as much glue as you need. You don't need to make all the dots so close together. And put it up in the corner, up in the left-hand corner, and press it down. And then do the same thing with your shape that you cut out. In my case, it's a heart. Put some dots around, and then put it right beside. So now we have the negative shape, which is the space around the heart and the hole there. And then we have the positive shape, which is the heart. Now choose another color and fold it exactly in half. Make sure you're holding on to the fold. The fold needs to be between your thumb and your first finger. And just turn your paper as you cut. Don't cut all the way down to the edge of it. Okay, here's the next shape that I've made, and there's the negative space, negative shape right there. And now I've got to decide how I want to put it. I guess it would fit like that, so I think that's the best way to go. So I'm putting glue on my negative shape, which is the space around the other shape. Okay, so that's my negative shape, and this is my positive shape. And I'm putting glue on that one too. Okay, now I put that one in place too. Choose another color and fold it exactly in half. This is going to be good practice for cutting on the fold, and for cutting on the fold without cutting your shape apart. And this time I'm making a rectangular shape. Okay, so there's my negative shape, which is the shape around my positive shape, which is the rectangle. And I'm going to go down to the bottom corner and work from there, and I'm going to go all the way across in the bottom, and then I'm going to fill in the middle. Okay, remember, not a lot of dots, just a few. You don't want the glue to squish out and make a huge mess. And here's some more dots over here. And there we go. All right. All right, now choose another rectangle and fold it exactly in half. And hold the fold, and cut another shape. Try to make all of your shapes different from each other. I bet you can come up with some interesting ones. All right, that's kind of a circle. It's got a little bit of a point at the bottom. And there's my positive shape, negative and positive. And now I'm going to glue it. Okay, now I'm going to fold my orange exactly in half. And I'm always going to hold on to the fold. I keep saying that because that's what you need to do. A lot of people, when they're learning how to do this, they cut from the wrong side and they get two halves of a shape that they wanted to be a whole shape, and it's not. All right, that's symmetrical like the other shapes are. It kind of looks like a butterfly, doesn't it? my negative and my positive shape. But I'm going to do it like that so that they alternate. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue all the way around. There. And do my negative or my positive shape too. Alright, now I have room for one more, so remember to fold it in half and hold onto the fold and turn your paper as you cut and decide what shape you want. Cut. And this is going to have a lot of angles in it, isn't it? Alright. And when I open that one up, I have a shape with lots of angles in it. And that's going to go over there. That's my negative shape, and this is my positive shape. And that's going to be the last to be glued on. So remember, negative space is the space around an object, and positive space is the object itself. And remember how to cut on a fold. It's a good skill to know. So now here we have a design that has positive shapes and negative shapes. And some parts of the design contrast more than other parts. Like the yellow contrasts with the black a lot because it's really light and the black's really dark. But the blue doesn't contrast as much because the blue isn't nearly as light as the yellow is. So let's see what kind of a design you can come up with.